2016 is a world that works for everyone. Our October theme is global transformation through individual transformation. And our theme for today is, it's in every one of us. It is so true. There are so many amazing qualities of spirit that are in every one of us. I could like talk about them for hours. What do you think? Oh, okay. Maybe I'll keep it to about 20 minutes. Yeah. So let's look at a few of the divine qualities that are in every one of us. First of all, there's that divine spark, that light. Now, I'm lucky because my name Jyoti means divine spark. And so the idea is that every time I hear it or say it, I'm reminded that in each one of us, there is that divinity, there is that godness, there is that light that shines and shines and shines. So all that God is, we are. That light is within you. Do you feel it? Do you see it in others as you look around? Well, it is in all of us. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote, "There is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being, and since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are divine." He also says the whole of God is present at every point, any point within God. So it's here, it's in every one of us. But if we're not feeling it, how do we find it? How do we access it? We know in our teaching that our imaginations are powerful, powerful, powerful. And so we can use our imaginations in our meditation and just imagine it. So if you imagine that light within you, imagine that it is love and goodness and joy and beauty. Imagine that it is not only in you, but it flows out to bless everyone around you. And of course, once you feel that light, you want to share it. Now, I was meeting with a congregant this week and shared a tool that I use, and I was encouraged to share this Sunday with the whole group. And so it's called Light Balls. And it comes from a book called A Book of Games that was written by Hugh Prather. And it's a book of spiritual games, things that help us to remember who we are. So here's how Light Balls goes. What you do is you imagine that you've got a little pocket or something that can hold these tiny, tiny, tiny little light balls. They're potential. And whatever comes up for you, if there's a time that you want to bless someone, maybe someone that needs healing, maybe someone that's struggling with something, and then it doesn't matter where they are in the world. I've used this with my daughter and my granddaughter in Poland lots of times. It works clear across the world, no problem. So what you do is you grab, I keep my little pocket up here, as you may have noticed, I keep going like this. You grab one of these little light balls and you just have it on your finger. And then when you flip your finger, it doubles in size. And then you flick your finger again and it doubles in size. And what you do is you just keep doubling it until it is big enough to completely surround the person you want to bless. And then with that same little flick of your finger, you toss it to them, knowing that it will go wherever they are. And then imagine it just flowing down around them. Imagine them breathing it in. This is blessings, this is godness, this is love, this is healing, this is whatever they need. Imagine it soaking into their body and their being and their heart. feels pretty good. But then there's another part, and this part is really, really important. You get another one. Make it the same size and toss it up above your head to allow it to flow down around you and bless you in the same way that you have blessed others. To heal you in the same way that that light has healed others. Light balls. You can use it anytime, any place, because these are so small that you can do it during a meeting and nobody's even going to notice but you. But really, when you do it, don't forget to do one for yourself. It's so, so important. Another quality that's in every one of us is strength. There is a source of strength available to us, but we don't really get to access it unless we call on it. But if we remember that it's there and that we can call on that strength, it is here for us in every moment. There's a story that I remember about a dad who takes his 2 kids to the beach, and kids are, I'm thinking they're 5, 7, something like that, a little girl and a little boy. And dad's, sitting, he's doing some work and keeping an eye on the kids, and they're building sandcastles just for hours. And they're doing elaborate things, and of course they've got their buckets in the water, and they're having fun. And then Dad notices that they seem to be kind of frustrated. They're digging around something, and they seem to be getting upset. And so Dad walks up to them and says, what's happening? And they said, there's this rock in the sand, and we can't get it out of here. And we're digging around, and we're just not strong enough. And he says, have you used all of the strength that's available to you? And they said, well, we're digging as hard as we can. Wait, have you used all of the strength that's available to you? Now, they didn't know what he was talking about, so he flew them in. He said, you haven't used all of the strength that's available to you because you haven't asked me to help you yet. I'm strong. You haven't asked me to help you yet. And so, of course, they asked him, the rock got moved, and the sandcastles continued in wonderful ways. So what about that? Have you used all the strength that's available to you? Ernest Holmes says this about strength and endurance. We can free ourselves from a feeling of approaching fatigue by knowing that we have within us always immediately available and infinite strength. As we allow the thought of this to enter our inner consciousness, we feel strong, vital, and equal to any emergency. The power that is within you, he says, is the same that holds the planets in space. And so we can call on that infinite strength. It is here for us. We can trust and know that when we call on it, it works. And in every one of us there is wisdom. Like strength, we get more of it when we actually call on it, when we say, okay, I am open. I am open to the wisdom that I need. Now, I love the song that we sang earlier and that we have all who are involved in this service tuned into. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart. Open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now. So, you want some wisdom? Follow the directions of the song. Find your heart. Open up both your eyes. Because wisdom doesn't just come from our head. Now, the wisdom that I'm talking about that comes from deep within us, it uses our knowledge and it uses our intelligence, but it is oh so much more than that. For it includes our intuition, and it includes divine guidance. Now, in our teaching, we talk about one mind, the mind of the divine, and that is the mind that we use when we think, and so everything is available to us if we trust and know and lean on that. And it's not hard to do. I'm going to suggest a couple of ways that you may have already tried, of course, and if not, you may want to try. First of all, you can just say, okay, God, what do I need to do now? Spirit, what is my next step? What action do I need to take in my life or in the world? Another thing you can do is you can sit down with pen and paper or computer keyboard and simply ask. Deepen into yourself, center, go into that kind of meditative open place where your heart is open and your mind is open, and ask Spirit whatever you want to know about. And then simply allow the answer to flow from your pen or flow into your computer. It really works, folks. So I encourage you to try it. If you've never tried it, I bet you'd be surprised at how much wisdom comes through. Ernest Holmes said, as you listen to the divine wisdom within you, you will receive your inspiration and guidance. As you speak your word, think your thoughts, or make your affirmations with complete conviction, you will discover that you are using a power that actually is, and that actually does respond to you. The spirit within you, the infinite source of intelligence and wisdom and creative power, is here for you. It's in every one of us, here and now. So, strength and wisdom, they work together to create courage. Because the strength gives us the oomph to act. And the wisdom tells us what to act on. And so those two things together strengthen us and support us in doing whatever it is we need to do. We may be called to do something in our family life. We may be called to take some action in the world. We may be called to do some volunteer work. But whatever it is, we're given the support of knowing what to do, that wisdom, and the support of, okay, Spirit's going to give us the energy. If we call on it, we can get it done. And of course, we have to call on it. If you don't call on it, it doesn't necessarily show up. So here's again from Ernest Holmes. Sit quietly by yourself and know that as God's child, your wisdom is unlimited. Believingly know that the universal spirit, all wisdom, is now making known to you everything you need to know in order to make the right decisions, correct choices, proper plans. You need to convince yourself again and again that infinite wisdom is yours to use as you choose. Know that it responds immediately to your every demand. Believe it, joyously accept it, continue to assert this, and your way will be made plain to you. I like to remember that, God and I together can do anything. I have this affirmation that I use that has been powerful in my life. It's that Spirit wills and does as me all that's mine to do this day with love and ease and grace and great joy. Because that's when I use that affirmation, it allows Spirit to be the motivator. It allows Spirit to lead. It allows Spirit to be the actor that does through me, because that's the way God lives, through each of us. And it gets done with ease and grace and joy. And oh, in every one of us, there are dreams and desires. Dreams and desires. And I think that those dreams and desires are spirit just wanting to live in us, wanting to experience new stuff, wanting to go on new journeys, wanting to have new challenges. But it does it as us. Abraham Hicks talks about how desire is the delicious awareness of new possibilities within us. They say, desire is a fresh, free feeling of anticipating wonderful expansion. The feeling of desire is truly the feeling of life flowing through you. And they talk about pure desire as being without limitation. Absolutely no lack, no limitation. So what are you desiring in your life? What's calling you? What wants to move in, through, and as you? And of course, in every one of us, there is an amazing capacity for joy. I think of it as the playful kid within each of us. So, are you letting your playful kid be out to play enough? Is that something that you're allowing yourself to do? I mean, maybe he wants to walk through the crunchy leaves, to shuffle feet through the last of the beautiful fall leaves. Maybe she wants to just lay in the grass and look up at the sky, noticing that there are shapes and hearts and animals in the clouds. Maybe your inner kid wants to sing or dance or draw or paint. Maybe he or she just wants to have an hour to do nothing, to set the phone aside, to set the to-do list aside, and to simply breathe and enjoy. Doing what you love and accessing the joy and the love that's within you, that's what awakens us. That's what keeps us alive. And so we get to look at what is within us that wants to come out. In the October issue of Science of Mind magazine, there's an article by Gary Jansen. And in it, he tells this story. Many years ago, a noted psychotherapist asked members of an audience, if I squeeze an orange, what comes out of it? After a few seconds, someone shouted back, orange juice. The audience laughed. The psychotherapist smiled. Yes, he said, orange juice. Why? Because that's what's inside the orange. Yeah, he said, when you squeeze an orange, you don't get apple juice. You get orange juice because that's what's in the orange. The juice is the orange's essence. Now the psychotherapist went on to ask, what comes out of you when someone puts the squeeze on you? What comes out if a coworker or a family member does something that is hurtful? If you feel you're betrayed, what comes out of us if we're stuck in traffic or stressed out about family stuff? What comes out? Is it anger? Is it betrayal? Sadness? Now, all of those are emotions that we feel, and it's important to feel them. But what I know is that when we spend time and intention and energy focusing on those things within, that light, that strength, that wisdom, those desires, that joy, when we spend time really getting into that, then when something puts the squeeze on us, when there's a challenge or things get rough, we feel the other feelings, of course, but we move through them more quickly. And we move back to that place where what comes out of us, what comes through us, is the wisdom, the joy, the absolute wonder of life. Our powers, our reserves of those things get built up as we focus on them. And it serves us well. It makes a difference. As we access those things that are in every one of us, the positive things, our lives are transformed. Our individual lives are transformed. And as our individual lives are transformed, the life around us is transformed. And so this is one of the ways, in fact, the main way, that we can transform ourselves and thereby transform what's happening on our planet. Putting that energy out there that blesses, that supports, that loves. And so that, my friends, is how we do our part to start making a world that works for everyone. Let's take that into prayer. As practitioners, stand with me. What I declare is that this is a world where love reigns. This is a world where wisdom is present, where we and people all over the globe are open to that wisdom, allowing it to inform actions, allowing it to inform choices, allowing it to inform what we embody, how we show up in the world. And so I know that there is a strength that is available to us. And I declare that as each of us goes forward in this week, that we remember that we can call on it, that our hearts open, that our minds open, that we remember that Spirit is here for us as strength, as wisdom, as joy. That it is here for us, living into it as us, living into our desires, living into our dreams. I am so grateful for all that Spirit is and has and lives in, through, and as each of us. For I declare that within every one of us, there is all that we could ever need, all that we could ever want, all that we could ever want to be. And so in great, great gratitude, knowing that that's the truth, I simply release it and let it go. Letting Spirit bless us, letting Spirit show us the way, letting it remind us of all that is available to us. And so we move into that joyfully, gratefully, and so it is.